What's up? I'm Early Earl. I thank y'all for sliding down into these YouTube streets and coming down here to the early way. And right now we are back with another Baddies East reunion. And this is part 3. And this whole part was like the ET show. If ET wasn't on this reunion, what would they talk about? What would they be fighting about? What the hell would be going on if ET wasn't around? So we open the show where we left off last episode with Mariah Lynn and Smiley. Smiley said she came to get her chain, and Mariah said she don't got it. Then she got up and ran after Smiley, and they get to fighting, and everybody jumped in, and security pulled them apart. I thought the whole fight was weak, and because it looked like once Mariah got over to Smiley, she got knocked to the ground, and then it was over after that. So it was like a week old fight. Nene off to the side, she said that they need to go ahead and get the boxing gloves and put them hoes in the ring because all they want to do is fight. So Mariah Lynn and Smiley, they square off again. And this time it looked like Smiley beat up Mariah. And off to the sideline telling Mariah to beat Smiley, and that ain't happened from what it looked like. And to second, she tries to jump in, and she kicked Smiley, it seemed like, before the security pulled them apart. And I'm like, Taseki, why you jumping in this white on white fight? Let them handle that shit by themselves. Mariah said Smiley is big for nothing. It feels like she's on an episode of Snap and Smiley is her stalker. And she wants Smiley to stop grabbing on her and just throw them hands when they fighting. Stop grabbing and just come with the hands. Smiley, she get pulled off to the side of the stage because remember, she was in her dressing room acting a fool and she had cut her hand or her arm or something. So she off to the side getting treatment, and Mariah Lynn said she just wants sympathy. Said she just wants sympathy, and then said that she's acting like the woman who killed Selena. I forgot the woman's name, but she said that Smiley acting like the woman who killed Selena. And I'm like, next, let's move on for them. I'm over Smiley and Mariah fighting about this chain. So back on the stage, we got Anna, and she looking around asking for ET. And Rolly tells her, don't be asking for ET when it's other women on this stage to worry about. Fuck you asking for ET for? Worry about everybody else. And down show, worry about yourself first and foremost. And then say, can she have a shot? She already fucked up. And I'm like, that explains everything. That explains why you up here acting a fool on this stage too. Janisha asks E.T. Janisha and Nene, they asked for E.T. to come back on the stage. The ladies, then she asked for the ladies not to run up on E.T. when she come back. Let's just sit and try to have a conversation. Nene says that after hearing the arguments and fighting that they was having, that the shit don't make sense. And it seemed like nothing that they said since they've been on the stage made sense to Nene. So she don't understand why they looking the way they looking, acting the way they acting, and cutting up the way they cutting up. Biggie tells Nene it's because they all live together. Half of them manipulated each other. And then the other half pretended to be friends. And half of them got hurt feelings over what occurred during the season, and this is the last time that they will see everybody to stand on business. So that's why they acting the way they acting and cutting up the way they cutting up. Sky tells Biggie to speak for herself because she don't feel the way she feel. Rolly said that she actually made friends this season, and that's rare for her. Taseki chimes in and say that her and E.T. they fought for no reason. E.T. got on that stage and got her ass whipped for no reason, and she feel bad for E.T. because she got to live with that and see that for the rest of her life. And other than fighting, she rather just sit and talk it out right now. Anna says she willing to talk it out too, and that she actually likes E.T. And I'm like, not likes, but she actually liked E.T. during the show and after the show. And I'm like, it didn't never seem like it. It didn't seem like y'all ever liked each other. Rolly said she ready to talk too, and she ain't trying to talk over the internet like some of the girls do. And then they talk about how her and DJ Sky, they had their little internet beef, but they became cool, and Anna and DJ Sky talked about how they had their beef and they became cool because of T. So all of them, you know, they squashed their beef. Nene calls on ET to phone home because she ready for ET to come back on stage, and I'm ready for ET to come back on stage too. Because at this point, it's getting boring. ET comes out and says that she ain't got nothing to say to nobody. Biggie asks ET why she played in her face at the end of the season because they left out on a good note. Nene asks why do they not like ET and what did she do? Sapphire, who was just waiting on her moment, jumped up and head over to ET and threw like water on her, and then they got to fighting. ET ran up on Sapphire and whooped Sapphire ass. Sapphire got her ass whooped, and when they was fighting, I was like, that's why she didn't jump in Jamaica, because Sapphire would have got her ass whooped in Jamaica. I'm calling that girl Sapphire. Her name is Sapphire. Everybody jumped in the fight after ET and Sapphire, they started fighting. So everybody jumped in before security came and put them apart. Natalie off to the side said, "What's up, ET?" Because she wasn't feeling to get knocked out her seat. She felt the way because she got knocked out her seat and she was stressing that the whole episode. Rolly screams at everybody, telling them that everybody can get their ones with ET, but ain't nobody gonna be jumping ET. And I'm like, if you can stop that, make it happen. Because the whole time, every time ET fought any one of them, somebody else tried to jump in. So it was like she never was fighting one-on-one because somebody was jumping in, sneaking her. They put ET off stage. And Suki mad, telling Sapphire she gonna have to run that again because she know her homegirl got her ass whooped. So she said, Sapphire, you need to run that again. So while ET's backstage, she says she ain't never gonna go through all of them because at this point, every time she go through one, everybody coming. So she knows she ain't gonna have a one-on-one with all of them, but she want them to set it up so she can fight Anna, Biggie, and Mariah. Then she come back on stage and Nene asks her, do she think it was okay for her to jump on Natalie because can't divide her time between all the ladies. And Janisha asks her, yeah, what's the issue between you and Natalie? ET says that Natalie set her up. Hell, she down there got jumped every fight she got in so far. So it's in her head, she's believing that Natalie set her up because she keep getting jumped and jumped, then jump every time she fight. And I'm like, if I was ET, I'd probably agree with that too. Natalie, you did try to set me up because you could tell these girls to stop at any moment. They gonna listen to you. You can tell their ass to stop and sit down because they gonna listen to you. They act like you hold so much power. So if you tell their ass to jump, they gonna jump. And if you tell their ass to sit, they gonna sit. Nene said just because Natalie has the EP title, it doesn't mean she has the power to make any decisions. And then Natalie tells ET that she knows she don't believe she set her up. She know ET don't believe that. She tell ET that she don't even speak her name. She don't even call the girls and talk about her. She don't even speak ET name. She never did and she never have. Only when they was on the show. Biggie then chimes in and say, yeah, Natalie don't call me. And we was like, duh, Natalie don't call you. You were just screaming, whining last episode how she don't. So you really didn't have to say nothing when Natalie said that. ET tell them to stop sucking dick. Y'all on Natalie dick so hard. And I'm like, they is. From what I see, they is on Natalie dick. Natalie really ain't have to say nothing this whole episode. They spoke for her. Taseki tells ET to get up because she ready to fight again because she feel like ET ain't learned her lesson the last time. She talking about the bitch done got beat up so bad she's stupid now. And what I just did, ET did. She laughed. She laughed and told them to run up. And I'm like, yeah, ET playing their fucking face. Playing their face. ET said they've been hitting below the belt, calling her ugly. She never said nothing bad about them, which caused her to be on the defense all the time. And she talking about no one can question her. And she gonna do what she want to do. Every time ET spoke, Taseki, Biggie, and Anna, they chimed in. So every time E.T. did anything, those three jumped in or said something. E.T. talking about where she from. If you look at her stupid, she swinging. And I'm like, that's that ghetto childish mentality. But you can be out in public and somebody look at you like, you ready to fight their ass. And it don't even got to be that. Look at their ass like that back and keep it moving. That's when I'm like, E.T., you need to grow up. You down there 30 or is 30 and still want to fight because somebody looked at you wrong? Childish. Nene asked E.T. that if people look at you wrong, you ready to fight? E.T. was like, yeah, if they got a problem. Nene was like, oh, girl, stop. She was like, oh, girl, stop. Then she talking about she hasn't had a fight since 3rd grade, which when she looking at them, it's the reason I understand why she looking at them like that, because she hasn't had a fight in 3rd grade, and these bitches is way into their 30s acting a fool, way past 3rd grade. E.T. talking about, yeah, everybody ended on a good note, but once the fans turned on her, calling her EBT, saying that she should have never been casted on the show, everybody else did too. So when the fans turned, E.T. said that they turned too. They then asked E.T. about Biggie's brother's situation when he had supposedly hit her in the back of the head. E.T. was like, saying shit to Biggie after Biggie got on her YouTube and made money off her. So she really don't got shit to say to Biggie, because what's done is done. Everybody started going back and forth again. And at this point, Nene was over it. She said that everything on the stage is just too much and ain't nobody resolving nothing. By this time, Rolly was ready to go. She said that she enjoyed filming with most of the girls, and her experience this time was different because she was the villain, but she thanked Natalie and Scotty for being her friend. Sapphire asked Rolly how she let Natalie get beat up by E.T. And I'm like, Sapphire, shut the fuck up. Because you let Suki get her ass whooped by Rolly. So how you asking Rolly how she let Natalie get beat up when you need to be asking yourself how you let Suki get her ass whooped? Sapphire, I was highly disappointed. I thought you was gonna get redemption. That ain't happened. Rolly said she ain't got to explain shit to nobody. Then she get up and leave. Janisha was over it, so she was like, let's say our final goodbyes and get this shit over with. Scotty said her final goodbyes, and she was like, outside of Baddies, she is calm, and having animosity for people isn't her. She wishes Anna and T could have handled their things differently with her, and wishes nothing but the best for everybody. Mariah Lynn says that she thanks Zeus and says that she made friends on the show and wishes nothing but the best for everybody. Sky said that she had a blast. She saw a little bit of her and all the girls, and she thanked Zeus and the ladies, and she hoped to work with them in the future. Then we get to E.T. E.T. stood up and asked Mariah Lynn, Biggie, and Anna, do they want their face, because they're the only ones that haven't fought her yet. Mariah said, you want your ones with me? So she get up and goes after E.T. They squabble a little bit, and while they was fighting, Sapphire tried to jump in. So when that happened, E.T. and Sapphire squared up again, and Sapphire lost. Sapphire lost, and while they fighting, Suki and Anna tried to jump in. I'm like, she probably needed the help, because how Sapphire looked and how Sapphire look and how she get down is different. Two different things. Mariah, my bad. Biggie and E.T. Square up after Sapphire and E.T. fall. So Biggie and E.T. square up. Biggie just want to argue. She really don't want to fight. And E.T. knows that she don't want to fight and can't really fight. And I'm like, Biggie need to sit her ass down. She been talking this whole episode, but when it comes to get down, she hesitates. And I just didn't understand that. So they did a little something, which Biggie should have just sat down. While they did whatever they did, Taseki tried to jump in, and Anna jumped in and got a couple hits in. Anna was sneaking this whole episode. She didn't fight not one girl head up. Security separated everything, tried coming everything down. And while they doing that, everybody yelling at E.T. how that nobody likes you, E.T. You're not coming back, E.T. Don't nobody like you. Nene is over it and ready to go. Janisha is too. She said, Natalie, just say your final thoughts. And once you say your final thoughts, we're going to end this shit. Natalie says her final thoughts. She thanks everyone except for E.T. Says that E.T. is a wild animal. She ain't a baddie. She just a broke bitch that don't got no money. And she ain't coming back next season either. And then Janisha thanks Nene for coming. Nene says that the disagreements that they had on stage is petty, but they all look beautiful, but she's expect more the next time. And that was the end of the reunion. My thoughts on the whole reunion that it was good. I really enjoyed it. They could have cut some parts out, added some parts in to me. But all in all, I'm glad this shit is over with. And that was the end of Baddies East. I do thank y'all for sliding down here to the early way. And until next time.